as a recordist, what I'm going to do often is I'm going to ask for room tone. As a recordist, what I'm going to do often is I'm going to ask for room tone. Room tone, as I said before, is basically it's the sound of the room. Every room has a sound. If you ever just close your eyes, stop moving, listen to everything that you can hear. You can probably hear some of the traffic outside, even if the windows are closed. You can probably hear some airflow somewhere. You might hear a refrigerator somewhere. You might hear appliances somewhere else in the building. All of that is kind of like this symphony of little sounds that are in the room while your dialogue is going on. Even though they're so much quieter than the rest of the dialogue, they still are heard when they're not there. So if we just cut, and we just cut the dialogue, and you hear those holes without the room tone there, then let me rephrase that. So if I'm cutting dialogue over the picture, and I decide that I'm going to chop out some sound in between some words, you're going to hear that the room tone is missing. And that's probably the only time that an editor is going to hear room tone, except when he's working with it. So what we need to do so that that doesn't sound like a speed bump to a listener is we need to take another piece of room tone and put it back in. So that's why we periodically cut and we ask for room tone. And room tone is just simply this. It's a recording of the room itself. Everyone's still, everyone's quiet. Another thing that I ask people to do quite often is breathe shallow, because when you're picking up room tone, you're also picking up lavaliers, and so you might be getting heartbeats, you might be getting breaths, you might be getting more breaths than if someone was just being normal and going through their lines. Just because they're trying to be quiet, they're all of a sudden going, So what we're going to do, we're going to put this up here. I'm going to ask for room tone. I'm going to roll. Everyone quiet. Quiet your cell phones. Everyone settle in. And rolling on room tone. Okay, normally I'm going to roll on room tone for about 30 to 45 seconds. And when I know I'm done is if there's any noises that did occur, I've waited for them to stop. If there's any noises that, like birds or jets, that start and stop periodically, I want to make sure that they've started and stopped a couple times, so that if there is a loop, if there is a pattern, I've caught it in the room tone and can be smoothly replaced in the recording.